Hi, what's up? Happy Sunday. I know it's been 2 weeks, so thank you very much for sticking around. What's up to science fiction? And Superstar Ray, what's going on, man? Um, Oh my goodness gracious. Couple things to knock out. I will, as always, plug the amazing Space Couch pillow, but not for long. We're just going to put that right over there. Yes, Inez, I am a rather weird person, but you embrace it and you draw strength from it. If I was in that Green Lantern Corps, I would have the weirdness ring. I don't know what color that would be. Mauve. We're mauve lanterns here on Space Couch. This will actually be, check this out, the season finale. What does that mean? That means we're going to take 2 weeks off after this episode, and then we're going to come back. We got 3 guests lined up that will rock your body into pieces. It's going to be amazing, and you're going to wonder how I got them. That's in the future. Now, in the present, I am very excited. I know I am always excited, but like this is going to be great. This is going to be great. Sort of our brothers in the Boston music struggle. Even though I'm not in Boston, I'm totally in space. I'm in space. They got some new stuff going on, ladies and gentlemen. Big Time Kill. We can see you guys now. What's going on? How are you? And welcome to space.
I feel like you need an intro that's kind of like a cross between Space Ghost Coast to Coast, where somebody just yells "Space Couch" and then like there's some electronic theme song that kicks it off.
Okay, all right, that's pretty good. We got a a theme song right now by Planet Damage. We have Ollie of Surgeon in the room. He says 6 shoes, and I wanted to bring out the 6 shoes for one of my favorite bands, Big Time Kill. Goodness gracious, where do we start? How about with the new EP in the clip? Please tell us about that.
Yeah, so we have a new EP coming out July 29th. It's called Anxiety. It's the follow-up to our last album that we put out in October, Shock and Awe, which was our first full-length album, so that was fun. And then after that, we're like, well, what do we do and where do we go? And we knew we wanted to kind of make something quickly, and we had all this kind of creative energy flowing around, and listened to a lot of new stuff. So we got these songs done. Anxiety, it's the 5 tracks. They're all kind of dealing with stress and uncertainty and anxiety in some way, and it's cool. I think it's a pretty, it's a little weirder maybe than what we've done.
We tried to make it as weird as possible. We're always in favor of going weirder.
Yeah, it's not like Resident Zappa. It's weirder for us, which is important. We always try to make something that's like a little bit outside the comfort zone, I guess. Contrast is very important.
Continue to like grow artistically.
Yeah. I dig it. Well, for those of you who might be unaware, let me catch you up. Big Time Kill, industrial rock, but not like you are thinking, like completely at home out here in space. Super fun stuff, although not like happy fun. All over the place, lots of range, and I love it.
Yeah, you're running into the same problem we do. It's like, how do we describe this?
Yeah.
It's like industrial rock, but it's not. It's fun, but it's not like that fun.
Right.
You know?
It's a. There's always that weird moment at work when someone finds out I'm in a band. They go, "What's your band's name?" And I just go, "Caustic." Just look them up. It's easier.
Sometimes people make a face when we tell them the band name. Like, "What's the band name?" And we're like, Big Time Killing. They're like, oh, why? Or we played a show once and we had some guy come up to us and he goes, I really like how the band is named after the BTK Killer. And we were like, oh, we didn't even think of
I
that.
had no idea that was a thing when I named the band. I kind of regret that. I didn't know the BTK Killer was like a thing, and then I didn't realize the initials lined up with that, and we happened to have the word kill in the name, and I didn't like that.
We just attract, like, the trench coat guy crowd to compliment us.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
We're going to take the initials back, thoh. That's the plan.
Okay. No, I dig that.
We'll reclaim it into a fun thing.
Totally. That's awesome. Yeah, I always have to follow up the Gothicals with it was funny in college. So like
it's still funny now. Still funny.
Well, just in solidarity, I get it, but like it's pretty awesome. Like we did that Amityville show together like 6 seconds after I moved to Boston. And Heidi and I were just watching our first Big Time Kill experience. Like, this is amazing. So we have material out you can find now at bigtimekill.bandcamp.com, iTunes, and so forth. Direct people somewhere if you'd like. That's all available. You can get an idea of the sound there. The new EP, I have had a chance to listen to it. It's great. It's really good. Like we were talking the other day about how like one track opens with like pig samples, like not the industrial band, like actual swine.
Oh yeah.
So like with the direction of this album, were you just looking to get like completely, pardon the pun, out in space, or was there a use for let's say like a different sonic palette?
Yeah, it was sort of like a different sonic palette. I've been listening to a lot of I always like stuff from the '80s. Like I was listening to a lot of Yellow, which are a very underrated, weird band.
Totally. Thank you.
They're so good, and I always like all those like quirky kind of. They call it quirky, but like Devo and like Yellow, or a band like XTC even that's more guitar based. They do all these weird things, and like Yellow in particular is all about sampling and using interesting sounds.
Yeah.
And I'm a sound designer for a living, so when I was like, well, with this album, I'm going to try to bring a little bit more of that into our, music. And sound design is a very broad term, but this one I was like, I'm going to use more sound design. Like I'm going to take samples of like a pig and then run it through like a frequency shifter, and then that's going to be the intro sound to this song, or just weird stuff. Faith No More is a band that I've always adored so much, and they've always been about taking things from here and there and like jamming it together. So that's kind of what the EP I think is. It's about contrast. If there's one, it's like Seinfeld. It's a show about nothing. It's an EP about contrast. If you're going to have something that's incredibly horrifyingly ugly, we also need to have the most pretty melodic thing we've ever done. Okay. And I think that's kind of what happens on this album. There's a lot of shifting of emotion and range, and it's weird, but maybe it's good. I can't say it's good because I'm the one that made it. Everyone else can tell me if it's good.
I can tell you it's great. And let's let the audience take a look. I got the new video that just came out for Hush queued up here. Let's take a look. I have never actually been able to figure out if they can hear us talking when Hush is going. So, I mean, whatever. What doesn't matter. Wait, that's... No. There we go. So we'll just let this go. Let's take.
I've got to believe what knows I've tried. Change is coming, I'm terrified. The bigger they come, it's much more fun. Bite my tongue until it's done.
And we're back. So that was cool. That must have been a beast to shoot and edit. It cuts every half a second. How did
Yeah.
that come together?
That was fun. Well, we knew we wanted to make a music video, and we have a friend of ours, two friends of ours, Randy and Angelica, in this band called Brighter Than a Thousand Suns, and they do a lot of YouTube stuff with their band, and they do very impressive stuff. So I was looking to get into it, and I asked them tons of questions, and then I got lights and backdrops, and we set it up in my back office back here, and we spent a weekend shooting, and then a couple of weeks editing, and it took a while, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
we had never done anything like this before,
really?
but no, not at all. And we've been learning. I've been learning After Effects and Premiere and all the tools to do it. So this was kind of like an experiment, and like, well, let's see how this goes. At the worst, everyone hates it. So
well, the chat room was responding wildly positively. So
it was shot right there in that room back there.
That's
just two guys
behind that door.
Just two guys alone in a hot room with a fabric backdrop, just around in front of an iPhone, just for an entire day.
Yeah,
that's
not weird at all.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. It's been a running theme on this show that I've always felt, or like known a lot of people that will say like, once I get this piece of gear, I can finish this song, or once I get this camera, I can make this video or whatever. But you shot it in a room with an iPhone, and it looks dope as fuck. So
thanks.
Actually, just having that conversation about equipment before when I got here earlier about how you really don't need anything special. That you just got to do it. You just got to do it.
You got to do it.
No new piece of equipment is going to make help you make your masterpiece.
Well,
just having that conversation.
We like equipment. You can't see it because of the angle, but
we have a lot of equipment.
You're surrounded by synths right now. So
hell yeah. I mean, I'm not.
I love equipment, but you don't need it. Nobody needs it. You can do everything on a laptop now, and it's so great.
Well, I do want to circle back to hardware maybe eventually, because I'm sort of rediscovering it myself. But
let's talk about it.
Big ups to Vein Collector, Dan Gunther, Nevada Hardware in the place.
Oh yeah. So
HLC.
Marius, I saw you asked about the Yellow Fire app. We are aware of it. I haven't used it personally.
No,
but
I
I
haven't
remember
done it.
when Adam was shooting me over a bunch of Yellow songs. He also sent me over the promo video for the app, and it's the promo video is great.
Yeah,
where he samples the steak and opening a bottle of wine.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the guy's sitting. He's getting like dinner, and he's just sampling all the things he can at his dinner table, and then he makes a track out of it. It's very.
That's amazing.
Cool.
Like
mustache,
Yellow. Like they go. There's so much more to that band than that fucking Butterfinger ad.
Yeah,
yes, there is. It's kind of a weird thing, and nobody really knows who they are now, unless you were into it at the time. But they're freaking genius. And if you watch their interviews, they're very smart about what they do, even though they approach it with a kind of a humorous attitude. It's like a Frank Zappa kind of thing. Like, it's a highbrow, but there's also some I wouldn't call it lowbrow, but there's some comedic elements to it, but that doesn't make it a comedy.
What was the thing we were watching? It was like an MTV thing that they did, like a little skit.
Yeah, they did like these
overdubbed all the sounds.
Yeah, Yellow did this interesting thing where it was like pre-Tim and Eric, like in the 90s thing, where they were just playing samples in place of their dialogue and just weird stuff. Hey, I don't want to talk about Yellow too much, but I love Yellow.
It's an easy road to go down. If anybody out there knows Yellow, we'll get him on Space Couch. I mean, I'll have to move some things around. But
anybody in Switzerland knows Yellow.
Are they? Well, back to our own local, or should I say intergalactic rock stars. I'm going to get a little bit stock standard interview questioning.
Sure.
How did Big Time start, and how did the two of you come together for Maximum Rock and Roll?
Well, we started quite a while ago. We met in college together. And
we met a while ago. We didn't start the band.
We met a while ago.
Yeah, we met freshman year of college. I think he was one of the first people I met or something.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So we've known each other. Yeah, in Boston. We both went to music college, music school up here. So we became friends, and we've known each other for a long time. And yeah,
we were both studying the same. Well, we were studying music production and engineering.
Yeah.
He was studying music production and synthesis. They're called different things now, but at the time that's what they were called. And so we were in a lot of classes together, and just interested.
Yeah, we did projects together in school
nice.
and stuff, and we were in a band after that too. And then basically what happened was I was living in New York and New Jersey for a while, and then I moved back up here, and I was looking to start up a new project. And I was talking to Ben, and I was like, Ben, I have this idea. I remember we were at dinner or something, and I was like, I have this weird idea to start a band, and it's just going to be the two of us. There's not going to be a drummer. We're going to have synchronized lights in place of a drummer, which is going to make weird guitar sounds. And are you in?
That was like the basis. Like you played me like a demo. I think it's on the SoundCloud. It was.
Oh yeah, it is.
It's like one of the original concepts, and you're like, I can make all these crazy sounds if I automate these parameters and do this. And it was kind of like taking the traditional guitar sounds and just making it not at all traditional, like sound totally alien.
Yeah, glitching it. And
Instead of like that stock thing that you come to expect from guitar rock, make it something more dynamic, more different than what you're used to.
Yeah, totally. Like the first time we saw you guys, we were like, where is there like a unicorn backstage I don't see also playing guitar? Like, and it's not on the backing track. You're clearly making these sounds happen live, but my brain doesn't know where to put this magic. Speaking of live shows, I know you have some stuff.
Solid segue.
Yeah, that's how we do here on Space Couch. I mean, if there was any breaks in the segue, the pressure would collapse and the vacuum of the cosmos would suck us out.
Segways aren't safe anyway.
They're not. They're not.
Clearly, no. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. Like that's really the undercurrent of this show. Is I have my friends on and we talk about music, but really, if there's anything I want the audience to take away, it's that segues are very dangerous. They're not safe.
On the record.
Yes. And if you are in a segue, you could take that to one of the following Big Time Kill live shows. Can you tell us where? Can you tell us where you play?
Right now, what do we announce? Well, August 2nd, we're playing in Albany. Yeah, at Fusebox. So that's going to be a fun show.
Love it.
It's been a while since I've been back to Albany. I still live and work there, but that's going to be cool. And then in September, both of us doing Barricade itself and Rhode Island. That's going to be a thing.
Be a big one.
Yeah.
What's up, Summer? And I saw Cleveland's own Michael Vassell had liked this. Dude, I am so pumped for that Pop Will Eat Itself show.
Oh God.
That's gonna be awesome, man. That's gonna be great. And with our friend Stoneburner. I don't know if you know them.
Yeah, Stoneburner too. Like it's all around. It's gonna be a crazy cool night of stuff. I can't wait.
Range.
Yeah.
Like I would be happy with the three of us, even if it wasn't for these new teen sensation upstarts, Pop Will Eat Itself. But dude, holy shit! Like, from seeing them on like Beavis and Butthead to now being able to say, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for industrial superheroes Pop Will Eat Itself. That's going to be good. Anything people should know about outside of what's up, Branch Showers? Speaking of rock stars. Solve and Damon in the place. What anything you can talk about outside of Albany and Providence?
No, nothing else yet.
All right, word.
Get more shows in the works and stuff. We're always looking to play and do our thing.
And well, certainly in promotion of the new EP. When's that coming out again?
July 29th, a Monday. So that way you have all week to enjoy.
Nice. Bucking trends all over the place.
Slam into the case of the Mondays with,
Dude, genius. That's at, where should people go for that? Bandcamp?
It's going to be on Bandcamp, Spotify, iTunes, the whole shebang. Right now we're doing a pre-order, so if you go to our Bandcamp, the Anxiety P is up there with Hush streaming. And if you pre-order it, you get an instant download of Hush, so that's kind of cool.
Dude.
And there's only a limited amount of MP3s, so order it fast.
That's not how that works, no.
There's only so many MP3s.
No.
Talk about pressed.
Okay.
it's data. All that data takes up space
that
on your
data.
hard
Yeah,
drive.
it's only so much.
Yeah, you might fill up your Zune with
Yeah.
with all those MP3s.
Yeah.
The
You should approach this interview as like Chris Farley. Be like, you remember that time when there was the Zune?
that's the only question I have prepared.
That was cool, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was. You remember like when PlayStation 2 came out and it was like there's a
Oh, yeah.
second one? What? Whoa, that was crazy, right? Um, the speaking of
PlayStation 2-2.
Yeah.
speaking of video games, Adam, I know you work in the you do video game sound for a living. That's pretty amazing, I think.
Yeah, it's fun.
People can check out the XCOM Legacy soundtrack now. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, and yeah, and one of the civilizations, right?
The most recent Civilization expansion that we put out, I did a little bit of music in it. There's like this rock band unit that moves around, and they play this like hair metal stuff, and I did the music for that.
Yeah, on
That's
brand.
But
The
yeah,
that is so awesome.
Yeah.
I'm curious as to like I do brace yourself for a shock. I do like tech support for a living,
Yeah.
and sometimes I mean I've gotten a little bit better like with just managing my own files and stuff at home. Does your work in as a professional sound guy inform Big Time Kill at all, or is that a wholly separate world? You think?
I always wonder that myself. It's interesting because like the tools I use during the day, like for video game work, are the same exact tools I use at night, like on my band work. So it doesn't. They bleed into each other, and because I've always been to industrial and electronic music, it's almost like the same thing. Sound design, like making like a gunshot sound or a laser blast, is the same exact techniques I use to make like a kick drum or a snare drum.
That's so cool.
It's just used in a totally different context. But it's the same layering and compression and EQ. All that same stuff gets applied in the same way. So there is some bleed over, and there is some a little bit of like I think on this EP actually I did a little bit more like my sound design techniques I would do in a video game on this.
Interesting. Like,
yeah,
is it okay if I don't know if it's inside information, knowledge, or whatever, but can you give me like a taste of what that technique, one of those might be?
Well, yeah, I could. I mean, like, it has more to do with like the workflow. Like, with if I'm making like a laser gun sound or something like for XCOM, like I would take tons of layers, like literally just throw things at the wall or throw things in my like workstation in my DAW and try layering things and filtering and just kind of go nuts. Whereas if I'm making a song normally, I don't go quite as nuts with like layering, and this time I did. So like, there's just a lot of weird sounds that come and go quickly on this album. Like there's like animal noises, like there's like baked underneath like snare hits. There's tiger growls.
Yeah.
Sort of weird stuff that I might be a little more reserved earlier, like to be like I can't do that. That's a little too weird. Now I'm just like, whatever, fuck it. I'm just gonna try it.
Totally.
So there's a lot of that.
Yeah, there's actually, I don't know if people can watch it, but you gave a talk for one of the Boston game meetups.
Yeah, that's nowhere, I think.
Oh, that's nowhere?
I don't know if that's online.
Anyway, I was at that talk, and at that talk, Adam described some of his techniques, but he also talked about, you know, the way that he views music and sound design is not that much different, which I thought was interesting. Same thing with sound design. We talked about Yellow. There's another band that you sent me. I think it was Sophie Face Shopping.
Yeah.
That sort of utilized some sound design techniques where there was a lot of different random sounds coming in and out, and using that to sort of enrich things.
Yeah. So to answer your question, it all kind of blends together. So like video games and big time, it all. I never get sick of making sounds and making music. So, and I'm very grateful for what I get to do, because the skills I use, like when I make a video game, it all just reinforces what I do with the band. So it's just like constantly like tweaking and getting better at the craft just by nature of doing it so much. So that's fun. Can't complain about that. And I get to work. I mean, I've worked on the Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, a Transformers game, and like the XCOM series. So like it's all kind of sci-fi stuff. Where Skylanders was kind of fantasy sci-fi. So I get to use my synths like in the work, which is fun.
That's cool.
So it all just kind of bounces around. So the line between music and sound effect is just, I don't know, it's trivial. It's kind of blurry.
Good. I think that's pretty awesome.
It's fun. Big Time Kill's fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Also very difficult. XCOM is very difficult.
XCOM is very good.
At least for me.
Well, I mean, you could maybe have Adam bake in like a cheat code or something like that. Like, but
yeah.
it's like there's the Big Time Kill gun or something like that, and it rocks.
Like a BFG sort of.
Yes.
Thing. Yeah. I would like to see a gun. I think the game was Saints Row, where they had all the dubstep gun. and all this
I think that was that game. Yeah.
I'd like to see something like that, where the Big Time Kill gun shoots sound and neon lights.
There you go. Yes.
There you go.
Or it shoots like a retro wave tunnel. I mean, I know we're not retro wave, but I like.
No, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need a BTK like gun in XCOM. So, float that, like, move that up to the top of the whiteboard in your office. That'd be great.
I'll put that on the board and see what happens if anybody reacts or not. Yeah.
If let's say your musical influences got together and they put together like a line of household domestic products. Could you tell me about what some of those domestic products might be?
Oh, yes, I can. I started making a list when we initially talked about that. Let me bring it up.
All right, great.
Talked about this.
Yeah, we talked about this. Yeah.
There was a band meeting.
All right, so I started. This is so okay. All right, so I'm already like can't believe. All right,
I mean, I'll read it.
No, I'll do it. We can do it, but like.
All right, read them at the same time.
Well, no. So we were talking about like influences and like trying to think of like household products. Like I'm going to expand that a little bit, and I was trying to take the different genres and fit them into like different like categories.
Mm-hmm.
So for like, I'll start with industrial music for some reason, and like I was like industrial. Well, there's a lot of like heavy and saturated sounds, just like junk food has a lot of heavy food and saturated fats,
cholesterol-laden potato chips.
Genius.
So we have some kind of like an industrial line of junk food. So the first one is 9-inch nachos.
Love it.
With Al Jorgen salsa.
I really can't wait to see the emojis and GIFs in the chat.
Yes, thank you, Ben. Yes, in the chat.
In the
Check out the chat, people. Yeah, because if you like 9-inch nachos, you're probably going to like Al Jorgen salsa. They go together, and typically if you like one, you probably like the other,
If you're going to have a party, like a dead man's party, you may want to have...
we'll get there.
Oh, I jumped the...
Get there. Don't you worry. Big black licorice.
I love it.
Definitely an acquired taste, but one that I love.
Okay.
KMFD M&M's.
Oh, out of the park.
And soda pop will eat itself.
Oh, man.
Yeah. That's what I got for industrial. I was trying to think of one for J.G. Thirlwell's Fetus, because I love that band, but I couldn't really do it because it's just Fetus.
Yeah.
It's really hard to spin that one.
I felt like Fritos, but like I can't sell that verbally. Maybe I can spell it like Fritas. I don't know. Fritas. But that's all I got for industrial so far.
I love it.
Oh, there we go. Yep.
Chelsea's awesome. So next category I had was new wave, and I was thinking about, because I love new wave stuff and like that post-punk early 80s, late 70s kind of shtick. And new wave is kind of all about style. So I thought maybe like a line of like, styling products and things like that. Oh. So for this I had the Devo Curl You Want hair curlers.
Yes.
Yep.
I want this to happen.
I mean, you were going to make them.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. The Oingo Boingo Beard Science hair trimmer.
Harry's going to sell that.
I want this creation to be real.
Yeah.
Dollar Shave Club is going to have that come out in 2 weeks, and we're like, damn it.
Yeah. The yellow aftershave.
Oh, yes.
Reese's Fetus Buttercup.
Reese's Fetus Buttercup.
So gross.
That's
really
disgusting.
Yeah.
Big ups to Conform Co's Jesse Hunt.
Conform Co. Wow, cool.
For Reese's Pieces Fetus Buttercup.
Yeah. Very cool. And of course, you can buy all the stuff at the best price with discounts with your XT CVS card.
Yes. Yes. I love it. I love it.
We have drums in the. Just imagine that. That's what's happening back there.
Yeah. And then there's like sort of like I like a lot of like 70s like prog rock or like art rock kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
And they're kind of like these like unsung heroes of like they don't really get talked about in like the industrial electronic world maybe
Does
as
not
much.
come up much.
But they're like practical and they're cool. So I have like the Peter Gabriel's In Your Ice tray.
Oh, I love it.
I'm gonna get like beaten up for some reason. Like,
this is a pun-safe space.
This is like beyond dad jokes. This is like,
Yes. We go beyond here in Space Couch. So you just keep them coming, man.
I might get like a divorce because like I might like this might be the end of my marriage. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, we have this Space Couch pillow here, so Heidi has something to throw at me for my puns. So you're totally fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Kate Bush Pounds of Love food scale.
Okay. Can you get that in a Kate Bushel?
All right, so you made it better already.
Well, that's the magic of couch. Like it's big time couch up in here.
Yeah.
No. What Band Without Hands? They used to call us Big Time Kielbasa.
Big Time Kielbasa.
They called
Oh!
it Band Without Hams.
Yeah.
It was a thing. We had a thing going.
I had no idea how many puns and like jokes would be made about our name until after we started doing this band. It's kind of fun.
Bring it.
How many times people told
Just
you guys
inspiring T-shirts.
you guys have big time killed it? They say that after a show or something.
Yeah.
Big time kill. I see that on like Facebook.
Yeah.
Not that people comment us a lot or like praise us a lot, but like when they do, that's one that I see every once in a while.
Kate Bush beer.
That's
Kate
quite
Bush beer.
good. Echo
Kate
House
Bush
and
beer.
Lorelei Dreaming's
that's
AJ in the
that.
house for Kate Bush beer. I dig it.
Yeah, I like that one. I love Kate Bush. I love Peter Gabriel. All that stuff is like
Yeah,
my
man,
wheelhouse. Roxy Music, Love is the Drug Cabinet.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah. For Brian Eno, I just had Brian Cleano, kind of like a Mr. Clean
Okay.
thing. Yeah.
Does that come in a tangerine flavor? Tangerine. Sorry, that was not good. That's not good.
Like Tangerine Dream? Or
Yeah, that's where I was going with it, but it fell off.
Yeah.
It fell off. We'll work
I
on
like where
that.
you're going.
Nah, it's that's in the dollar bin.
Okay. And this last category, I was trying to. There's just like a lot of like, I don't know, like experimental musicians and like different like post punk and like alt rock and things like that I just loved. I was like, I don't know how to group all this, so I'm just gonna like make it like cleaning supplies or something. So I had like the Faith No More Angel Dust Buster.
Yes.
I love Faith No More. The Mindless Health Indulgence Suck Me Up Vacuum Cleaner.
Yeah. Oh man, I cannot wait for you to suck me up.
Oh man. Oh my God. Yeah. I love Mindless Self Indulgence. That band gets like severely like under. They're kind of underrated depending on who you ask, but they're freaking.
I like the Uringer stuff too. I mean, it's technically.
He's very good.
Yeah.
He does a lot of good programming. There's a lot of like interesting little musical things in there. It is that kind of like Zappa highbrow, lowbrow thing. But anyway.
Big Time Dill Pickles. That one's
Big Time Dill Pickles.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's
That sounds
nice.
good. We should have just crowdsourced this.
Yeah.
We're
Big Time
crowdsourcing
Krill.
now, yeah.
We're crowdsourcing now in real time together.
And here I just went off like I didn't even know how else to work these bands in. The Bauhaus, Bela Lugosi's Bread.
Very good.
Yeah. Standard. David Bowie's Station to Stationary.
Wow.
Ah.
Station to stationary. Does it have like? Goodness gracious! I'm sure like you could have when you're writing when ground control writes to Major Tom, they can do it on station to stationary.
Station to Stationary. Yeah.
That'd be amazing. And
That would be good. Yeah.
I mean, that's how you send letters to space. It's
yes,
stationary and.
Yeah,
I mean,
you check them out.
That's how you do. I mean,
that's how you do it. And last but not least, the Health Death Magic Marker.
wow. I
Yeah,
love
wow.
it.
Yeah. I feel like I'm
dig
going to
it.
go out on the street now and somebody's just going to run up and punch me for doing all this.
No, no.
I've accumulated, like it's all this bad karma from puns.
One
Someone
of
just
us.
knows.
One of us.
Yeah.
Pig time kill butcher shop. That's good.
Oh, that's too violent sounding.
That's too violent.
Despite the fact that we have the name Kill in our band name, I don't like violence or like horror movies or anything like that. I don't know.
No, it's about playing video games. It's a big time kill. Like
It wasn't about that, but I like that actually.
See, well, I'm removing the murder.
I like that actually. Games. It's supposed to be kind of vague like that actually. But that's sort of the intent. But
well,
Leave it up
that's
to your interpretation.
interesting because lyrically, there's so much range in your songs. Like there's some where you're trying to like there's like a relationship aspect or like you said, aspects of tension. As on the anxiety, the upcoming EP, is it just trying to capture that feeling, or are there specific experiences you're speaking to with these songs?
I think in general, big time kill lyrics are about capturing a feeling, and they kind of come from an abstract place. And depending on the song, I don't even know what some of the songs are about until I get to the end of it, which is weird, I guess. But,
Interesting.
Yeah, it's always like a journey, and depending on how we work. One of the tracks on the new album, I just made the lyrics as I recorded it, and that became the final version, which is the last track on the album, which is a ballad, which we've never done. So
Yeah, a lot of times I'll get like scratch tracks where he's just, humming over it or making up words, and sometimes, whatever phrase he makes up, if it fits and it sounds good, he'll develop around that.
Yeah, I think it was either Mike Patton or Iggy Pop had some technique they talked about where they write based off the sound of the word, and they like the sound of the word. And I always thought that was interesting, where it was less literal, but like I have to make this perfect song with this storyline. It was more like I like how this vowel is coming out of my mouth at this moment. And then you work backwards around that. So sometimes we do that. But yeah, with anxiety, it's all about anxiety, and it's not a concept album. I don't think I would call it that. It's kind of like, like the Downward Spiral. Way different album than what this is. Well, maybe not, but that's not like a concept. There's no like story being told exactly. It's not Tommy or like a Dream Theater album or something like that, where there's a rock thing. But there's a vibe being thrown out, and you could kind of make a story out of it if you wanted to. Okay. And with this one, there's kind of like a vibe of anxiety, and there's like for me, there's meta stuff on it because there's just I get anxious about certain things, about like recording and like how does my voice sound, or like I can't do this because like the last track on it is very quiet and very different than anything we ever did. So I was like, I probably shouldn't put this on the album because it's so different and it would give me anxiety to do that. And I was like, well, that's kind of perfect. That's a nice little meta way to end it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there's little things like that, but in general, it's kind of abstract. I think Trent Reznor a while back, he, at least like in the 90s, in the heyday of Nine Inch Nails or whatever, he didn't like talking about what the lyrics were, explaining it. Like, oh, this is about this time I did this and that. And he avoided that. And I always thought that was cool, like not saying what it is about because that's interpretation. But yeah, it's usually an abstract thing. There's no, the sex, drugs, rock and roll, none of that mattered to me except rock and roll ever. So that's none of that.
I love it.
Nothing's about a relationship. Nothing's about sex. Nothing's about drugs. I don't do drugs.
Right.
So there's like, it's just weird stuff, emotions, and weird stuff. I mean,
it's kind of the way the human mind works sometimes.
What they want it to mean.
What's that?
No, people can interpret it however they want, and to them, it can take on its own special meaning to them.
Totally.
Yeah, I always like that.
Big ups to from Twitch, Dangly Balls 00.
Ooh, solid name.
Solid name. Wow.
And speaking of rock stores, I'm slowly getting more Boston, like getting at stores. Speaking of Boston, Brian Black Noise.
Brian.
Yes, Morris Black in the house.
Oh, hey Brian. We love Brian.
And another participant in a show that you guys put together called Humans of Boston Industrial. We did earlier this year or like late last year. I
It
forget.
was January. Yeah,
Okay. Uh, that was awesome.
that was a dope show.
That
Yeah,
was great. That was good. Like, I mean, I got to sort of like feel this whole scene, and everyone was just great. That was also with Transdusk, who's just those guys are like an army now. That was great, and Lil and all.
yeah. DJ
Oh,
Sawtooth. Yeah.
speaking of Boston, Orgy of Noise is in the place. Oh, you guys are bringing out all the stars. So.
Oh, nice.
And big ups to Morris Black for making that great flyer for that show.
Yeah, dude.
Um,
Let's go.
so
I still want to get the thing like framed and put on my wall. It's
right?
so good. Yeah.
So you guys have covered the worlds of video games, music videos, new albums. I want to speak a little bit, if I can, to your dope remix work. You have a remix that I'm still holding on to that hasn't come out into the world yet, but will. Don't tell anybody. But I gotta finish this one song, and it's turning into like, I mean, you know how it is. Where it's like, okay, I'll kick the song out in 2 weeks, and 3 months later, I'm like, just be done. I can't.
Yeah.
So it's almost done, but we have Health, our Boston's own Helix, or was it Mary Catman?
It was Helix. Yeah.
Helix.
Mary's awesome, by the way. I just want to give a shout out to Mary because she's the best. She's like a
Oh
singer.
my goodness gracious!
Oh my god.
We had recently Convergence here in Boston, and I can now say Boston's own Helix. Mary was like a force of fucking nature. That was like such an amazing set. I don't know about that guy on the synthesizers. Like, get rid of whoever that is.
Yeah, that Tom She.
Tom
She.
Shea.
Yeah. Sure,
Dead
so far.
weight. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's okay. I mean, maybe he'll figure it out one day. Like the whole new guy. Jesus Christ, I can't even keep that joke going. That was so. Yes, big ups to both of them. But we got on this, or I started going down this weird rambling road by way of remix philosophy. Do you have do you tend to gravitate towards like a part, or do you hear the song first and go, okay, this would sound great if this was, Zydeco Industrial or something like?
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, remixes are always fun and they're interesting. It's like two things. I always want to honor the song and what it is, and then I listen to it a bunch, and we listen to it, and we kind of analyze it, and then we try to find like a thing, a hook or something, and then bring that out and change it around. Because what I believe about like remixing is that like if you're going to remix something, you should kind of find an emotion or find a hook, something in it, and shine light on it that may not have been shined on. So it's not necessarily even about like, I'm going to make the most glitchy, badass thing so people listen to this and go, oh man, this guy's awesome. It's not about that. It's about like kind of taking the artist and like putting them on a different pedestal. Like, okay, this sounded awesome as this like techno industrial thing. Now I'm going to add some funk to it or some cinematic string elements or something. Change up the tempo. Yeah, and remixes are fun, I think, because they let us play around with ideas that maybe I don't feel comfortable doing in Big Time Kill necessarily, like production things or beats, but I do with somebody else's music. Yeah, I'm not sure how
it's true.
How that
It's
works
true.
out.
I feel you on that. Like, this is gonna be like off-brand if I put it in a gospel song or whatever. But like, I feel a little bit more free seeing if this works. Something about the mantle of remix opens up that portal to new worlds.
Yeah,
We got
it's kind of
sci-fi
like a test
there.
kitchen or something.
There
Yeah.
you go.
It is. It's where you like try things out, and it's not necessarily closely associated with your band in a way, I guess, as maybe your original content. I don't know.
Well, Sonic Test Kitchen could be the mantle under which you release.
Sounds like a good band name.
Well, I mean, it's your company
yeah.
for the Al
Or a
Jorgen
segment on
salsa.
Space Couch, Sonic Test Kitchen.
The Sonic Test Kitchen. We will have all sorts of all sorts of delights. We'll give you Morris black bean burritos.
Oh my God,
Those will be
that's
good.
that's good.
And
You're good for
yeah,
that.
yeah. You know, we will be all over the place. We will have. I can't think. I was trying to work in people's bands in the chat, and then I couldn't think of any. But
DJ Slawtooth, so like a coleslaw thing.
see, okay. You guys got to come back on the couch. DJ Slawtooth would be amazing. Uh,
Yeah.
that'd be cool as hell. That didn't like it. So you get greedy, and then sometimes they don't work. Um, you seen any movies or watching anything on Netflix we should know about?
I saw the new Godzilla movie with T.S. Moth from Transdusk. Actually,
Oh,
that was
okay. Industrial Date. Thumbs up, thumbs down,
um,
middle.
okay. You know, I didn't like the first Godzilla movie that came out like 3 years ago that
Okay.
much. I love Godzilla. It was like one of the
Totally.
things growing up that I was like,
Totally.
oh my god. And I've got all like the Bandai like action figures
Nice.
at my parents' house. They were very nice to buy me when I was a kid because those things weren't even really that cheap back then, apparently. But so it was okay. It's kind of, I don't know how else to put it except they American Hollywooded the
Yeah.
thing up. You know, there's
Sure.
big monsters, but there's also the story that you're supposed to really care about. Which
Mhm.
Puff Daddy?
No, not this
Okay.
time. No Puff Daddy. But it was all right. You know, it was worth seeing for the sound and the visuals in the theater. That was, you know, good sound design, great sound design actually, and
Do you pick up on that right away? Like, how do they make that scream and all that? Like, I
but the
mean,
new one I didn't read into. The original one I always loved the story because apparently they took like a base, and they had like a leather glove, and they covered it in resin or whatever you say it. Yeah, and then they scratched it in certain ways, and then I'm sure
Really?
they saturated it or distorted it and then reversed it. Yeah, and that's what Godzilla's trademark roar is.
Sound design fact.
knowledge has increased. All
Yeah,
right.
I love that sound. I mean,
That's
I didn't know I wanted to be a sound designer until much later, but I think looking back, that was definitely a moment of like, what is that? How do you make that? What is that kind of? And all those monsters from all those movies have like really interesting, characterful sound design, which is cool.
well.
But yeah, the movie was okay. It was entertaining.
Yeah.
The one they put out called Shin Godzilla from 2-3 years ago was really good in
All right.
Japan.
I'll check that out.
Oh, I love that one. Yeah, it's good.
I'm still waiting for the smog monster to come back. Personally, like.
Yeah, that maybe it will.
Yeah, I mean, I always sort of like D-roll characters of anything, but like,
Oh yeah.
I like when they start to run out of ideas a little bit, and it's just, how about a smog monster?
Yeah, was that late '60s or early '70s? I mean, the whole pollution thing was definitely like an overarching, not subtle theme for that.
Right? Yeah.
And the monsters made of pollution. Yeah,
Right, like in.
It could come back. That's
Oh,
it's actually more relevant than anything. They need some kind of climate change monster. I don't know what you do.
They're gonna reboot it.
Climate change
With
monster.
Aquaman, they're gonna do like a sexy reboot.
Yes.
Yeah.
We gotta hit up Toho and tell them about
Oh
this.
yeah.
Next Shin Godzilla, because that would be a good like left hook that no one would see coming. We're gonna bring back the smog monster. It's like, what the hell are you talking about? It's like,
Right.
you wait and see. They're gonna do it like what Alan Moore did with like Swamp Thing.
Oh yeah.
That was Alan Moore, right?
Yeah, he has done Swamp Thing. Yeah.
Yeah, like where he took it from like this goofy character and made it like this actual like operatic
Yes.
story that was legit. Yeah, do that with the Swamp Thing.
Didn't the new one get canceled? Isn't there a new Swamp Thing?
I don't know.
It got canceled. in
It's
record time.
good. I've seen the first two
It's good?
episodes. Like,
Oh,
I
so-
mean,
It wasn't because it was bad. There was some
yeah, like
why they got canceled.
I mean, like I'm kind of a DC fanboy to be perfectly honest. So like, anytime you work in Blue Devil, speaking of D-roll, like I am in. But
Yeah.
I think it's pretty good. Watching that, but like I mean, it's not like there's no shows. There's like thousands of shows to watch, and I have a tough time catching up. Nevada Hardware has suggested a Captain Planet gritty reboot.
Oh yeah,
Genius.
Nice. Oh,
He
Hi,
teams up
Todd.
with Godzilla to fight Smog Monster, Climate Change Monster.
There was that Don Cheadle Captain
So
Planet
good.
parody that like College Humor did.
Oh,
so
yeah.
if we could get a full length version of that, you know,
Yeah.
or you could go real dark and gritty. You could get Christian Bale and just have him, He would do something ridiculous like lose 100 pounds and
Yes.
dye his skin silver.
He would actually do it. Like he would eat like
Yeah.
just like turpentine to like make
One of those.
I'm sick of dark and gritty. I'm done. I get it. Everyone's angry.
Just have like
the
a
world's bad.
whimsical.
Whatever.
Yeah, it was do you see Shazam?
Shazam? Oh no, I didn't. Was it good?
It was. I liked it a lot. They tried to go like happy with it and succeeded, but then they would smash cut to this like horrific violence, and it was like, dude, pick one. Like you're giving me vertigo here. Like we haven't quite gotten out of the dark and gritty yet. But oh yeah, like the machinist, he'd lose 100 pounds.
I would like to see him do the machinist, but it's like the candy shop owner, you know. But it's like the same like character where he's very skinny, but he's making candy.
But like they
every
didn't
day.
tell him to do that for the movie.
Yeah,
he's like,
he
I
just
lost
chose
100
to do it.
pounds for the candy shop owner. I was like, Christian, no one told you to do that. He's like,
Yeah,
no, I had to do it.
It's like you're in the movie for like scene, man. It's like I know, like he's just
Yeah. He's on the screen for 30 seconds as a cameo, but he lost 100 pounds. Yeah. I like that idea.
Yeah, but okay. And then there's like a whole like backstory to like why does the candy make you thin, right? And I don't know. He's dead the whole time.
No, there's none of that. He becomes emaciated for a 30-second role. He spent 3 months losing weight.
Oh yeah,
Like a crazy person, just so he can be on screen as a thin candy shop owner for 30
I like
seconds.
your idea so much more. Like
Yeah, this is like the G.I. Joe thing we talked about.
Yes. Well, it's got to be in like a shit movie, right? Like it's this horrifically like predictable rom-com. Like which one does she love? And it's like it's horrible. But there's this amazing 30 seconds in the movie that like film students study for years. Like what the fuck is this? Like Christian Bale wins an Oscar for the scene where he's the skinny Candyman. Like, do you want Thin Mint or butter?
Yeah, he's using the Batman voice too.
Yeah, he's got to use the Batman.
They told him not to use the Batman voice, but he did it anyway.
Yeah, like after take 150, they just gave up and they're like, "All right, fine, Batman voice, skinny, like fine."
Right, we have him. We have to pay him. Let's let him the voice.
He's contractually obligated to be in this movie.
Yeah, they can't put out the movie without the 30 seconds of Christian Bale.
Right, yeah, and he's just maybe this is too much, but like if there's like a stand or something that's like peppermint and it's like it's like made out of chocolate, right? There's like part of the display, and then at the end of the scene he bites it, so he literally chews the scenery.
There you go.
Yeah, okay.
This is how you make it so like that film students actually want to study this.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's like abstractly represents something like when he takes a bite of the scenery.
Yes.
This is what it really means.
Totally. Yes.
Right.
And then there's
Christian Bale
acting.
he has to actually suffer like for the rest of his life. Like he messes up his body.
He method acting like I slept on a bed that was shaped like a Thin Mint.
Yes.
You know, it was the same thickness, it was the same shape.
He lost friends and family over this movie.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally. Like they were sponsored by like Airheads, and he couldn't talk to like the Lemonheads people for like a year to like get into character, right?
Yeah. Wasn't that Rob, the guy from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Rob? Rob McElhenney.
Oh yeah.
He gained a lot of weight for one season, like just because
he just
it'd be
ate
funny.
donuts all the time.
But like he did it to himself. It's not good.
Yeah.
It's not good at all. Like,
He lost it, but like
Doctors
it's still
were
not,
like, don't do this. And in the latest season, he's like really
He's jacked,
ripped.
right? Yeah.
oh, is he jacked now? Okay.
I think so. I didn't see the last one.
He's on
The last three.
that Batman diet.
Yeah.
I want that machinist Dick Cheney Batman movie, and it's just all Christian Bale, and then he just dies. His body just can't take it.
Yeah.
No, I don't want that at all. That's horrible. What would I say? And then the smog monster shows up.
This is going to be taken out of context.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Who's an amazing actor, and he's a big friend of the show. So I don't know why I'm ragging on that.
This is going to end up as a Twitter war,
Right between Space Couch and Hollywood
and a bunch of
A-list.
like Christian Bale celebrity impersonator Twitter accounts, like never the real one.
Oh yeah. Okay. This is getting levels, and then like that's the sequel of the movie is dealing with the Christian Bale fake Twitter fallout. Goodness gracious. Pardon me.
We got to watch this again, write it all
Yeah.
down when we're
Yeah,
talking.
well, it gets podcast out, so
Yeah.
Christian, I know you're listening, so take this to your people, and we'll split all proceeds.
We'll talk.
Yeah, we'll talk. We'll talk. I mean,
We're
I don't want to speak for
talking.
Big
I
Time
won't get
Kill.
that far even, but yeah. we're
Yeah,
open.
we'll have our space lawyers talk to your space lawyers out here in space. Big
Yeah.
Time Kills Anxiety EP. That is a self-release, yeah?
Yeah,
How are you finding that experience? Just knock it right out?
it's fun.
I
I
dig.
mean, we do our thing. People
All
can
our
love it or hate
stunts.
it. We're just gonna keep going. I mean, we do
Yeah.
all the stuff. We did the video ourselves. We make and mix and master our own music, and we
Mhm.
like DIY for right now. It's cool.
Yeah.
You.
If the right opportunity comes along, we'd be open to it. But for now, we're cool with
Are there
this
any
thing.
suitors out there? That,
You have done mastering for others, though, yeah?
Yeah, my mind is blanking. Why can't I think of this right now? Not the Boundless, the other one.
Digital
Help me.
Gnosis?
Digital Gnosis, yes, thank you. Yeah, sorry, I was blanking there. Yeah, I mastered the Digital Gnosis EP that just came out a month or two ago, so that was fun. That was it for that. We did a lot more remixing. We did the remix for Panic Lift and Night Club.
Yeah. That was great.
Random, a lot of random. So Interface, those guys are great.
Never heard of him. I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he's here.
Big
Yeah.
ups to Interface. Love that.
Oh yeah. But,
Interface
yeah.
remix of I Don't Care Anymore is through the roof. Love that one.
Oh yeah, they
And-
did great.
Yeah. Brian in the chat room here knocked it out of the park on that remix disc. That was.
You knocked it out of the park too. You did a remix for us.
I did
on-
okay. I did okay. I was okay.
All right. I'm not gonna. We have
But
to fight about this now. But
Well,
yeah, you did a very nice job.
I did. It was very nice. Like you wouldn't
it's
be
very nice.
sad if you took that remix home from the bar. You'd be like happy. You'd be like, okay, all right, I did okay. Nah, it was a pleasure to do. It was great. Health remix. I don't know what I'm missing. So we will get back to semi-professionality in a second. Anxiety EP comes out Monday, right?
July 29th.
July
On
29th,
pre-order
not this
right
Monday.
now on our Bandcamp.
You,
All the rest of our stuff is on Bandcamp too. Shock and Awe, the album we put out
So
in
good.
last October. Pay What You Want on Bandcamp. The remix album. Pay What You Want. Everything's Pay What You Want, I think, except right now the Anxiety EP. And we have a Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds cover on there.
nice.
So, Yeah, I like
I
Nick
love
Cave
it.
a lot. Oh, I forgot to work that into the household appliance thing. But whatever.
Can we do it? Can we do it now?
Even the. Shake.
The
Think about Bad Grapes. I don't know.
you know there's like there's those oven gloves, like there's not like they're like
Yeah.
if you want to take out like a hot thing from the oven, you make just those for the right hand and you make them red, so you can have a red right hand from Nick Cage and
Oh my God, that's
Nick
really
Cage.
good. Or
Yeah.
I was something like Nick Crave and the Good
Oh
Seeds.
yeah.
It's like a Lucky Charms style character, and you have Nick Cave there with his forehead and everything. It's just like
It's just like a big head and a giant forehead, but a tiny.
yeah, and he's looking how he looks. So you get depressed when you eat the cereal.
Yes. Or you could have
Marshmallows.
It's very
what's in
bland.
there, yeah.
Yeah.
if
Just
but
like
you know would not make it.
Actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The cereal's bland, but if you put a bunch of black pepper into a big grinder man, you can grind the pepper onto the.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. It comes with the Grinder Man, or comes with the little monkey from Grinder
Yes.
Man.
Yes.
That's the Grinder Man toy.
Yeah.
Yes. There's a lot
Yeah.
of toys, and perhaps you might be interested in this. I know. Your kids might be too old for this, but if they were younger and you needed to like put them in the back seat or something, Nick Cave Mercy seats for the kids in the.
That's a little. It's kind of dark.
Okay, big time kill.
It's too dark for Nick
It
Cage.
has nothing to do with killing.
No.
It doesn't. I have to explain that.
I
You know, I
know.
named the band very simple words because our last band was called Sentient Machine, and no one knew what the hell sentient was.
Get
You
out,
know,
really?
I just don't even know how to say
And they
it.
don't know how to say it or pronounce it or
Oh,
write it. So it's like, all right, next band I do, it's going to be simple words that are easy to
okay.
understand.
Yeah, I've
Big.
had Gotsicle spelled wrong 16 different ways on
Oh, yeah.
like lanyards and stuff. So, what did we learn today? Big time kill. It's nothing to do with the fucking serial killer or killing or any of that. It's about having a good time. Don't let me put words in your space mouth, but let me know.
Having a good time, kind of, I guess. I don't know.
Big time
It's
kinda.
Oingo Boingo. It's like Oingo Boingo is like a fun, kind of a fun band, but they write some dark, weird stuff too.
Yes.
It's like that. You need that. Big Time Kill is all about contrast. I really think it is about that. Like you have to have like the happy with the dark. Otherwise, you just have this brooding guy in a leather jacket screaming about the New World Order, which was cool in 1990, but it's a little played out now. If that's your thing, that's cool. But
No, I totally get
I want
that.
a little bit more diversity in my music. I don't know.
You ever hear the? I think I played it for you. The Tim Minchin song. He's like an Australian comedian.
Yeah.
Totally.
He has a song called "I Have a Dark Side Too." That like starts out like uncharacteristically happy, and then it gets really dark.
I
It's
have
great.
not heard. Tim Minchin is a rock star, but I don't know that one. I'm gonna have to cue it up after the episode here.
Yeah.
Morris Black asks if there is a big time Rush connection.
I forget. Is that a band or is that a movie?
I don't know.
There's some boy band that was called Big Time
Time Rush?
something. Was it maybe that one?
Could be. I'm just thinking of
I
Rush.
think Rush Hour. No, Big Time Rush was definitely a boy band. Yeah.
Like Rush Hour, like Jackie Chan.
Yeah. That don't. Yeah. It wasn't.
There's a little bit of Rush in your stuff with like the
I
big.
love Rush. Yeah. If that's not subtle, that's fine.
Okay.
I love Rush.
No,
Yeah,
I love it.
My wife loves Rush. We all love Rush. Yeah.
Awesome.
He doesn't like Rush, but he's not. I mean, he's in the band, but whatever.
the EP. We are yes.
No, he was right. Good. It was a boy band.
Okay, we got it. So I'm gonna wrap her up here. Big time kill. Thank you so much. I learned a lot. I hope you guys learned a lot. Check out Big Time Kill August 2 at the Fuse Box and September 20 at what's that?
Fat Music Lounge?
Yes.
Or Fat Music Hall, whatever they call it.
Fat.
Music Hall. In Pawtucket?
Thank you.
Or Providence? I forget which one.
Providence.
Providence, yes, Providence, yes.
Yes, we are gonna summon some elder gods, and then Pop will eat itself. Big time popsicles will eat themselves. Stone burner.
Yes. Yeah.
We'll go out on that unless you have any closing thoughts.
No, we're Big Time Kill. I'm Adam. He's Ben. I don't know if we ever said our names,
Yeah.
but whatever.
Would have been good
Check
for
us
me to
out.
do.
Go to our Bandcamp, Big Time Kill. We're on Facebook and Twitter. Buy our music for free. Whatever. Do whatever you want.
Yeah,
All right.
Hate us. If you hate us vocally on the internet though, so we can see it. That'd be fine.
Be really vocal about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe
God.
we'll change. We
Let
won't,
your hate
but
flow.
yeah.
Look up how to pronounce sentient or not anymore because they changed it for you.
It doesn't
All right.
matter now.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
We're gonna cut over to the outro here, but if you have any closing thoughts, we'll vocal over the outro. That was
I'm out.
a great episode. Wow, thanks guys. That was
Dude, thanks
really
for having
fun.
us.
Like normally, like something breaks here like right before, and this was the first knock on wood technical difficulty free episode I've ever had. So
Yay!
you bring the big time magic, and it's gonna be good. Keep this going for September because I'm gonna need all the tech help I can get with your aura.
You'll be fine. You've been fine at all the gigs I've seen.
Yes, yeah, I mean, but yeah, it's Space Couch. It's space, so like you run into like solar vortexes and like nebulas.
Xenomorphs, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah. So, all right, and we are.